After the multiverse saga, I want the MCU guys to take a break, at least for 10 years. Because that will give time for the fans to, to take a break from the MCU. The MCU needs to take a break. Disney needs to take a break from Marvel. And they need to focus on Star Wars. Uh, yeah. So if they take a 10-year break, that would allow them to plan ahead everything they need to plan. So anything like is happening right now with the CGI and stuff and the storytelling doesn't happen again. You know, Kevin Feige is supposed to get not fired but retired. So that gives them ample time to find somebody else to replace Kevin Feige. And like that would also help with superhero fatigue because I think superhero fatigue is a real thing. So yeah, I think Marvel needs to take a break. I think Marvel needs to focus more on animation because Marvel doesn't really focus on animation. I want Marvel to focus more on animation because animation have a advantage that live action doesn't have. Like live action, a lot of there's a lot of stuff that you cannot do in live action because of CGI and because of limitation, real world limitation, but you don't have those limitations in live action. Um, so so I think Marvel should focus on more on animation, but I don't want to see the same animation they're doing right now. Uh, but I want them to really focus on animation. Maybe take a anime style animation because right now I don't know if you guys like it, but I despise the animation style that Marvel Studios is using because they need to use a somewhat realistic or anime inspired style to let people know this is a real thing. And animation is going to be good because it's going to be a way for Marvel to check for something before they officially drop it on live action. So what you guys think about that? Marvel needed to focus more on animation because I think they need to. I'm here to open people's eyes. Superhero fatigue is a real thing, unfortunately. Superhero fatigue is a real thing. It's nothing against superhero movies, they are great. I love superhero movies. But the general public is just tired of them. People are tired of superhero movies, and we need to accept that. We need to move on. Uh, the the movie producers they need to move on to the next thing, unfortunately. Superheroes don't need to appeal to a mass audience. They can only appeal to a few people. And you know, honestly, I think that would be better. That would be better. Because like that, you know, they would not be trying to please everybody and just try to appease the core demographic. So yeah, superhero fatigue is a real thing, and you have to live with it.
Marvel and DC should consider creating original characters for their movies and animation. Take, for example, Phil Coulson. Now, he's not a superhero, he's more of a supporting character. But he did not exist until the first Avengers movie. And following that, we got the fairly popular Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. So why doesn't DC do something like that too? I don't mean come up with a brand new supporting character who ends up mainly starring in his own series. I mean in general. Um, when we look at Terry McGinnis, for example, original character, created exclusively for the Batman Beyond series. Following that, there was a comic run, and I believe he still appears in the comics, but he initially existed exclusively in an animated series. Obviously, the same thing is true for Harley Quinn. But why not do that in live action? They want to introduce, they want to do new interpretations of existing characters, but why not instead just create a brand new character, put them in the movie, and if the movie's good enough, people might latch onto that character. Um, and it could give you more breathing room for creativity. Um, you know, so why don't they do that? I think it would make things a bit more fresh.